Honestly, men are so sensitive. Like, ridiculously, unnecessarily, dramatically sensitive about the smallest things. I wasn't being mean at my birthday party. I wasn't attacking him. I wasn't trying to hurt his feelings. I just wanted cute birthday photos. Is that really too much to ask? Is wanting your special day to look perfect really such a crime? It's my day. My birthday. My celebration. My moment. Everything needs to look perfect. The decorations, the cake, the lighting, the guests, the photos, especially the photos. Because what's the point of throwing a party if you don't have amazing photos to remember it by? If you can't post content that makes people wish they were you, he knows he's not very photogenic. We've talked about it before. Multiple times. It's not a secret. It's not something I'm revealing for the first time. He's aware that certain angles don't work for him, that he doesn't always look his best in pictures, that sometimes the camera just isn't his friend. Why is acknowledging that reality my fault? I only told him to stand 6 feet away so the aesthetic wouldn't be ruined. That's it. That's literally all I said. 6 feet, not 6 miles, not banishment to another country, just far enough back that the composition would work, that the symmetry would be maintained, that my carefully planned white and gold theme wouldn't be thrown off by someone who doesn't photograph well. And he acted like I insulted his entire existence, like I'd stood up in front of everyone and announced he was ugly or worthless or unlovable, like I'd committed some unforgivable sin instead of just making a simple, practical request about photo positioning. I say all this while staring at my destroyed white dress, my beautiful, expensive, carefully selected white birthday dress that I bought specifically for this party. The dress I'd been planning to wear for weeks. The dress that was supposed to make me look like an angel in the photos. The dress that now has red wine stains dripping down the fabric in ugly spreading blotches that will never, ever come out. Red wine, an entire glass of it, arcing through the air in slow motion like something from a movie, splashing across the pristine white fabric, ruining everything, destroying the dress, the photos, the aesthetic, the entire vibe of my carefully planned celebration. And he did it on purpose. I know he did. Everyone knows he did. There's no way that was actually an accident. The timing was too perfect. The aim was too precise. The look on his face was too calm, too satisfied. Too much like someone who'd been planning exactly this moment. Before we get into it, don't forget to like and subscribe, and hit hype to boost this episode. Drop a comment below with your city or country. I'm always curious where viewers are joining from, but when I try to explain this to people, when I tell them what happened, they look at me like I'm the bad guy, like I'm the one who did something wrong, like I'm the villain in this story, when I was literally just trying to have a nice birthday party with nice photos. I still insist, even now, even with wine stains on my dress and humiliation burning in my chest. He completely overreacted. I swear everyone is dramatic except me. Because I'm the reasonable one here. I'm the one who was just trying to make things look good. I'm the one with practical concerns about aesthetics and composition and Instagram engagement. I'm the one who was thinking ahead about how these photos would look when I posted them. He's the one who turned a simple request into a massive scene. He's the one who embarrassed me in front of all my friends. He's the one who ruined my birthday over nothing. But nobody wants to hear that side of the story. Nobody wants to acknowledge that maybe, just maybe, I had a point. That maybe wanting good photos at your own birthday party isn't actually a character flaw. So here I am, sitting in my bathroom, trying to scrub red wine out of white fabric, which is impossible, by the way, no matter what the internet says, and replaying the entire night in my head, trying to figure out where exactly everything went so horribly wrong. And honestly, I still don't think I did anything that bad. Let me take you back to the beginning, to the moment everything exploded, to the incident that turned my perfect birthday party into a nightmare I'll probably never live down. It happens in front of the entire party. All 37 guests I'd carefully selected and invited. All the people I wanted to impress. All the friends and acquaintances and Instagram mutuals who'd shown up to celebrate me. The photographer I hired, and she wasn't cheap, by the way. I paid $300 for 3 hours of professional photos, lifts her camera. She's positioning everyone for the big group shot, the centerpiece photo, the one that's supposed to capture the whole vibe of the party, that's supposed to be the main post, that's supposed to get hundreds of likes and comments about how amazing everything looks. The guests gather around me. I'm standing in the center, obviously, because it's my birthday. I'm wearing my white dress, the one that's now ruined, with gold accessories, gold heels, gold earrings, gold clutch. My hair is perfect, swept up in an elegant updo with little gold clips. My makeup is flawless, professionally done that afternoon. I look incredible. I look exactly how I wanted to look. And then I see him trying to squeeze into the frame. My boyfriend, standing right next to me. Too close. Way too close. His navy blue shirt throwing off the whole white and gold color scheme. His expression kind of awkward, kind of forced, not natural like everyone else's smiles. I can already see how the photo will look, how he'll stand out, and not in a good way. How the composition will be off, how the aesthetic will be ruined by this one element that doesn't fit. So I say it, loud enough for everyone to hear because the music is playing and people are chattering, and I need to make sure he understands. Babe, can you, stand back, like, way back? You'll throw off the symmetry. The words come out casual, light, like I'm making a simple suggestion about photo composition. Like, this is no big deal. Like I'm not asking for anything unreasonable. But the party goes silent. Conversation stop mid-sentence. People turn to look. The music seems to get quieter somehow. Or maybe I'm just suddenly hyper-aware of the attention. He freezes. Completely freezes. He's holding a full glass of red wine, which someone gave him, I don't know who, probably one of my friends trying to be nice, and his whole body goes still, like he's been paused. His face does this thing, this expression I've seen before but never really paid attention to, like he's been slapped, like something inside him has broken, like I've said something worse than what I actually said. But I'm impatient now. The photographer is waiting. People are watching. This is taking too long. I need him to just move so we can take the photo and move on with the party. So I continue, gesturing with my hands, trying to direct him like you would direct someone in a movie. No, like, further. You're too close to the frame. Just stand over there behind the table. Or behind someone tall. Like, way in the back where you won't be super visible. That way you're still technically in the picture, but you won't throw off the whole aesthetic. I'm smiling as I say this, trying to keep it light, trying to make it seem like no big deal. But I can feel the energy in the room shifting, feel people exchanging looks, feel judgment settling over the party like fog. A few guests exchange glances. Sarah, my best friend since college, raises her eyebrows at me in that way that means, "Girl, what are you doing?" But I ignore her. She doesn't understand. She's not a content creator. She doesn't get how important aesthetics are. She doesn't have 15,000 Instagram followers who expect a certain level of quality from her posts. My comment lands like a slap. I can see it on his face. I can see it in the way his jaw clenches. I can see it in the way his hand tightens around the wine glass. I can see it in the way he takes a breath, like he's trying to calm himself down. But I don't process it, don't really register what I'm seeing, because I'm focused on the photo, on getting this shot right, on making sure my birthday party looks perfect in pictures. He nods slowly, once, twice, his expression tight, controlled, like he's holding back something enormous. "Sure," he says quietly. "Whatever you want. It's your birthday." And then he steps back, takes one step, then another then another, moving away from me, moving toward the edge of the frame, moving toward the background where I told him to go. And that's when it happens. That's when the wine glass slips from his hand. I see it in slow motion. The glass leaving his fingers, tilting forward, the deep red liquid inside catching the light, arcing through the air in a perfect parabola, heading straight toward me. I don't have time to move, don't have time to react, don't have time to do anything except watch as the wine splashes across my white birthday dress. The red spreads across the fabric like blood, like a wound, soaking into the material, staining it, ruining it, destroying months of planning in a single moment. Gasps, loud gasps from everyone around me, hands flying to mouths, eyes going wide, that collective intake of breath that happens when something shocking occurs. Silence, complete, utter silence. Even the music seems to stop, though I know logically it's still playing. And then my scream, high-pitched, horrified, echoing through the venue. "Oh my God! My dress! My dress!" I'm looking down at myself in disbelief, at the wine spreading across the fabric, at the stains that I know, even in this moment of shock, will never come out. White fabric and red wine. It's basically a death sentence. This dress is ruined. Completely, permanently ruined. I look up at him, at my boyfriend, at the person who just destroyed my birthday. He's standing there, the empty wine glass still in his hand, looking at me with an expression I've never seen before. Not guilty, not apologetic, not horrified at what he's done. Calm, satisfied, almost pleased. He simply says, his voice even and clear so everyone can hear, "Oh, sorry. Guess I ruined the aesthetic now." The emphasis on aesthetic is subtle but unmistakable. He's mocking me, throwing my words back at me, making a point. Then he sets the empty wine glass on the nearby table with a soft click that somehow feels loud in the silence. Looks at me one more time, turns, and walks away. Just walks away. Through the crowd of frozen guests, through the door, out of the party, out of the venue, leaving me standing there in my ruined dress with everyone staring at me, leaving me to deal with the aftermath, leaving me humiliated in a way I've never been humiliated before. And the worst part? The absolute worst part? Someone whispers, not even quietly, just loud enough for me to hear clearly. "Damn, she deserved that." And several people nod in agreement. Let me back up even further. Because everyone's going to think this came out of nowhere, that he just randomly decided to destroy my dress for no reason, that I'm the innocent victim here. But I need to explain the full context, the full story, why I made the request I made, why it was completely reasonable, why I'm not the villain everyone seems to think I am. It was my 25th birthday. Not just any birthday, my 25th, a quarter century, a milestone, an Instagram-worthy age, the kind of birthday that deserves a real celebration, not just dinner with friends or a casual get-together. This needed to be special, memorable, perfect. The theme was white and gold. I'd been planning it for 2 months. White and gold everything. White tablecloths with gold runners. White flowers with gold sprayed leaves. White balloons with gold confetti inside. White candles in gold holders. White plates with gold trim. White napkins with gold rings. Even the cake was white with gold leaf decoration. I'd spent hours on Pinterest creating the perfect mood board. I'd sent detailed instructions to the venue. I'd coordinated with all my friends to make sure everyone wore white or gold or both. I'd hired a professional photographer specifically for this party because I knew the regular iPhone photos wouldn't do it justice. The photos were supposed to be perfect for Instagram. That was the whole point. I'm a content creator. Well, trying to be a content creator. I have 15,000 followers. Not huge, but not small either. I post lifestyle content, fashion, beauty, party planning, Aesthetic photos. My engagement rate is decent. Brands are starting to notice me. I'm on the edge of being able to do this full time, to turn this into a real career. And that means every post matters. Every photo needs to be on brand. Every piece of content needs to be scroll-stopping. You can't just post random, unplanned photos and expect to grow. You need strategy. You need aesthetic cohesion. You need to think about composition and color theory and visual appeal. So, this party was content. This party was going to be multiple posts, stories throughout the night, a carousel post the next day with all the best photos, maybe even a reel if the photographer got good video. This was going to boost my engagement, bring in new followers, show brands that I can execute a cohesive aesthetic vision. He knows how important my image is. We've been dating for 3 years. He's seen me agonize over photos. He's watched me spend hours editing. He's been there for the follower count obsession, and the algorithm complaints, and the constant checking of engagement metrics. This isn't new information to him. This isn't something I sprung on him randomly. He knows that appearance matters in my line of work, that aesthetics aren't just vanity, they're literally my brand. They're how I make money. They're my entire career path. He should understand that angles matter, that composition matters, that certain people photograph better than others. These aren't mean observations, they're facts. Professional photographers will tell you the same thing. Some people are naturally photogenic, some people aren't. It's not a judgment of worth, it's just reality, and he always ruins photos. Always. I'm not making this up, I'm not exaggerating. He genuinely does not photograph well. He blinks at the wrong moment. His smile looks forced. He stands stiff and awkward. He never knows what to do with his hands. His expression always looks slightly uncomfortable. He squints in bright light. He turns his head at weird angles. He doesn't understand how to find his good side, if he even has one. I've tried to help him. I've given him tips. Relax your shoulders. Think of something funny. Look at me, not the camera. Tilt your chin down slightly. Stand at an angle, not straight on. Nothing works. He still looks awkward, still looks out of place, still looks like someone who doesn't want to be in the photo. And, okay, I'll admit it, he doesn't fit my aesthetic. My brand is polished, feminine, soft, elegant, white and gold and pastels and flowing fabrics. He's not that. He's masculine and casual, and his fashion sense is whatever's clean and comfortable. He wears navy blue and grey and black. He doesn't understand why I spend an hour picking an outfit. He thinks style is making sure your clothes don't have stains. So when I post photos with him, my engagement drops. I've tracked it. When it's just me, or me with my girlfriends, I get 500, 700 likes. When it's me with him, I get 200 to 300. My followers want to see the aesthetic. They want to see the fantasy. They don't want to see my average-looking boyfriend in his old navy shirt throwing off the vibe. He should want me to look good. He should want me to succeed. He should be supportive of my goals and my career and my brand building. Instead, he gets offended when I try to optimize my content. Like wanting to succeed on Instagram is shallow or something. I'm not saying he's ugly. I'm not saying he's worthless. I'm not saying I don't love him. I'm just saying he doesn't photograph well. And that's a problem when you're dating someone who needs to photograph well for their career. But apparently, acknowledging this basic fact makes me a monster. Here's something I haven't told anyone yet, something I've been keeping to myself because I know how it will sound. How people will judge me for it. I've cropped him out before. Of photos, multiple photos, dozens of photos actually, if I'm being completely honest. Everyone does it, right? You take a group photo and someone's blinking or making a weird face, so you crop them out. You take a couple photo and you realize you look amazing, but your partner looks off. so you crop it to just you. That's normal. That's what editing is for. I've cropped him out of beach photos from our vacation last summer, dinner photos from nice restaurants, holiday photos from Christmas and New Year's, concert photos where we went together, but I looked really good, party photos from friends' birthdays and celebrations. Sometimes I feel a little guilty about it, a tiny twinge of, should I be doing this? But then I look at the engagement metrics. The cropped photos get way more likes, way more comments. You look stunning, gorgeous, body goals. Nobody asks where my boyfriend is. Nobody seems to care that he's been edited out. If anything, people engage more when he's not there. I've also face-tuned him smaller so I'd look slimmer in comparison. Just slightly, just enough that the size difference makes me look more petite, more delicate, more feminine. It's not like I made him look bad, I just adjusted the proportions to be more flattering for me. And I've angled us strategically in couple photos. Him behind me, not next to me. Me in the front, centered, in focus. Him slightly blurred in the background, barely visible, just enough to technically count as a couple photo, without him taking up too much visual space. That's normal, right? That's just understanding how to take a good photo. Models do it, influencers do it. Anyone who understands aesthetics does it. But when I casually mentioned this to Sarah once, the cropping thing, not even the Facetune thing, she looked at me like I'd admitted to murder. You crop him out? Like, intentionally? Well, yeah. If the photo is better without him, why would I include him? Because he's your boyfriend. So, that doesn't mean he needs to be in every photo I post. I'm building a brand here. Does he know you do this? I don't know. Probably not. It's not like I announce it. I just do what makes the photos better. She didn't say anything else, but I could tell she was judging me. Could feel her disapproval, even though she tried to hide it. But here's the thing. To me, these are logical actions, practical decisions, strategic choices that benefit my content and my brand. I'm not trying to erase him from my life. I'm just trying to present the best possible version of myself online. To him, though, I guess these were years of being treated like an accessory, like something to be included or excluded based on aesthetic value, like a prop that sometimes works and sometimes doesn't. I didn't see it that way at the time. I still don't, really. But looking back now, sitting here in my wine-stained dress, I can almost understand how he might have felt, how those little edits and crops and angles might have added up over time, how being physically removed from photos of your own life might hurt in ways I didn't consider. Almost understand. Not quite, because I still think I was being practical, not cruel. And the party itself was going perfectly before the incident, like, genuinely perfectly. Everything I'd planned was working exactly as intended. The venue looked incredible. This beautiful event space with floor-to-ceiling windows, white walls, warm lighting. I'd decorated it exactly according to my vision. The white and gold theme was cohesive and elegant. The balloon installation I'd paid extra for was stunning. The floral arrangements were perfect. The cake, 3 tiers of white fondant with gold leaf and fresh flowers, looked like something from a magazine. And my friends were hyping me up all night, making me feel special, making me feel like the main character of my own life. They kept calling me Birthday Barbie because of my blonde hair and the all-white outfit, Golden Girl. Because of the gold accessories and the golden hour lighting, Miss 25. Because it was my 25th, and they were joking about a pageant theme. I loved the attention. Absolutely loved it. Isn't that what birthdays are for? Being celebrated, being made to feel special, having everyone focused on you for one day. We took dozens of photos. The photographer was constantly clicking, capturing everything, getting all the angles I'd requested. Photos with my girlfriends, all of us in white and gold, looking like a coordinated squad, laughing and posing and doing those candid but not really candid shots that look effortless but actually took 20 tries. Photos with other guests, people I'd invited specifically because they photograph well, because they understand aesthetics, because they'd make good content. Photos with the cake before we cut it, me pretending to blow out candles that weren't actually lit yet because we needed the shot first. Photos in front of the balloon wall, the main installation piece, the backdrop I'd spent $400 on, white and gold balloons arranged in this gorgeous organic arch. Every photo was perfect. Every shot was exactly what I wanted. My hair looked amazing. My makeup looked amazing. My dress, before it got ruined, looked amazing. The lighting was golden and soft. The composition was balanced. The colors were cohesive. This was going to be the best content I'd ever posted. The kind of content that goes viral. The kind that gets featured on those aesthetic Instagram pages. The kind that makes brands reach out. And then he tried to join one of the pictures. We were doing a shot with just me and my closest girlfriends, the core group as we call ourselves. 5 of us total, all in white or gold, all roughly the same height, all with similar aesthetic sensibilities. The photographer was positioning us in a line, slightly staggered, looking natural and candid. He walked over, smiling, trying to slide into the frame. I saw him coming, saw what he was about to do, saw how he'd ruin the composition. 5 girls in coordinated outfits, and then him in his navy blue button-down shirt that he thinks is dressy, but really just looks like every other shirt he owns. So I waved him off, gestured with my hand for him to stay back. "Not this one, babe. You'll throw off the palette." I said it casually, laughing a little, trying to make it light, not realizing how it sounded to everyone else. He stopped walking, stood there for a moment, then nodded and stepped back out of frame. Sarah shot me a look, that look again, the "you're being an asshole" look, but I ignored it. We took the photo. It turned out beautiful, exactly what I wanted. That was the moment the embarrassment began. That was when people started to really notice what I was doing, started to see the pattern, started to judge, but I didn't notice their judgment. I was too focused on getting the content, on making sure everything was perfect, on capturing my special day in the best possible way. Nei afrola, weri, alane forti, dair ho. The final straw came during the group photo. The big one, the shot that was supposed to include everyone. The photographer called out, "Okay, everyone, big group shot. Let's get the whole party in one frame." People started gathering, clustering around me in the center, arranging themselves in rows, tall people in back, shorter people in front, everyone trying to be visible. It was chaos, happy chaos, everyone talking and laughing and jostling for position and making jokes about who's tallest and who needs to stand on tiptoes. I positioned myself front and center. Obviously, it's my birthday. I should be the focal point. My girlfriends clustered around me, Sarah on my right, Emma on my left, the rest of the core group nearby, and then I saw him again, trying to get close, trying to stand next to me like boyfriends do in group photos, like he had any right to take that prime position when he doesn't even photograph well. I made a decision, a quick, instinctive decision that I thought was practical, but that everyone else apparently thought was cruel. I stepped forward slightly, grabbed Sarah's hand, pulled her closer, and said loudly enough for the group to hear, "You guys stand behind us, pretty girls in the front." I meant it as a joke, as a light-hearted comment, as silly birthday girl energy. But I saw several people's faces change, saw smiles falter, saw eyes widen slightly. My boyfriend was standing right there, right behind me, close enough to hear clearly. I turned to him, looked directly at him, and whispered, but not quietly enough apparently, because multiple people later told me they heard it. "Just, you stay back, okay? You never photograph well." His face did something I've never seen before, something that looked like his soul leaving his body. He didn't argue, didn't defend himself, didn't push back. He just stood there, holding that glass of red wine that someone had given him, and nodded. "Sure, whatever you want." His voice was flat, empty, dead. Sarah grabbed my arm. "Hey, maybe—" "What?" I snapped at her, annoyed that she was interrupting the photo setup. "Nothing, never mind." The photographer was ready. "Okay, everyone say happy birthday." We all smiled. Cheese. The flash went off. The photo was taken. And I thought everything was fine. Thought we'd gotten the shot. Thought the party could continue. I didn't realize I'd just broken something that couldn't be fixed. I didn't realize that whispered comment, "You never photograph well," was the last straw on a back that had been bending for 3 years. I didn't realize he'd finally hit his limit. Finally decided he was done being edited out, cropped out, positioned in the background, hidden behind other people, treated like a flaw in an otherwise perfect aesthetic. That was the last crack before the glass fell. That was the moment he decided to ruin everything. Tomatsan Tritisan Entinu Oisium Kentao. So we circle back to the main moment, the moment that changed everything, the moment I'll probably replay in my mind for years. His face is blank, completely expressionless, like he's shut down all his emotions, like he's gone somewhere else mentally. My tone is sharp, impatient. "Babe, can you stand back? Like, way back? You'll throw off the symmetry." The entire party is watching now, 37 pairs of eyes focused on this interaction, phones out, some people definitely recording, because drama at a party is always content for someone. He raises the wine glass slightly, just a few inches, like he's about to make a toast. For a second, I think maybe he's going to say something nice, something sweet, maybe a birthday toast to me, maybe words that will make everyone go, "Oh," and forget the awkward moment I just created. But he doesn't say anything. He just steps back, one step, like I told him to, and then he trips. I say trips in quotes because I don't believe it was an accident. I don't believe someone just randomly loses their balance at the exact moment when they're holding a full glass of wine at the exact angle that would send it flying toward their girlfriend's white dress. It was too perfect, too precise, too deliberate. His foot catches, or pretends to catch, on the curtain that's hanging from the balloon arch. The curtain that's been there the whole time. The curtain he's walked past multiple times tonight without any issue. He stumbles. The wine glass tilts forward. The red liquid inside, a full glass, completely full, like he'd just been handed it moments before, arcs through the air, and I watch it happen. Watch it in slow motion, like something from a dramatic movie. Watch the wine fly toward me. Watch it get closer and closer. Watch it reach the point of no return where there's nothing I can do to avoid it. It hits my dress with a splash, an audible splash that echoes in the suddenly silent room. The wine spreads across the white fabric like blood, like a wound, like destruction in liquid form, soaking into the material immediately. No chance to dab it off. No chance to minimize the damage. Just instant, permanent ruination. People gasp, loud, dramatic gasps. Hands fly to mouths. Someone drops their phone. Someone else says, "Oh shit," under their breath. I scream. Can't help it. The sound rips out of my throat before I can stop it. High-pitched and horrified and devastated. "Oh my God! My dress! My dress!" I'm looking down at myself in absolute disbelief. At the red stains spreading across the pristine white fabric. At months of planning destroyed in seconds. At my perfect aesthetic ruined. At my content opportunity obliterated. This dress cost $400. I bought it specifically for this party, for these photos, for this content. And now it's destroyed, Completely, permanently destroyed. You can't get red wine out of white fabric. Every article on the internet says so. Once it sets, it's over. I look up at him, ready to see horror on his face, ready to see him apologizing profusely, ready to see guilt and shame and regret. But that's not what I see. He's standing there, the empty wine glass still in his hand, looking at me with an expression that makes my blood run cold. He's calm. Too calm, satisfied, almost pleased with himself. This wasn't an accident. This was revenge. And he wants me to know it. He looks me directly in the eyes and says, his voice clear and steady so every single person at the party can hear, "Oh, sorry. Guess I ruined the aesthetic now." The way he says aesthetic is mocking, sarcastic, throwing my own words back at me, making his point crystal clear. You cared so much about the aesthetic. Fine. Here's your aesthetic ruined. How do you like it? The room is completely silent. Nobody breathes. Nobody moves. Everyone just stares, waiting to see what happens next. He sets the empty wine glass down on the nearby table. The soft clink of glass on wood somehow sounds deafening in the silence. He looks at me one more time, a long, lingering look that feels like goodbye, then turns and walks away. Just walks away. Through the crowd of frozen guests, through the door, out of my party, out of the venue. He doesn't run, doesn't storm out dramatically, just calmly, deliberately walks away like he's leaving a bad movie he's no longer interested in watching. And I'm left standing there in my destroyed white dress, red wine dripping onto my gold heels, mascara starting to run from tears of frustration and humiliation, with 37 people staring at me in stunned silence. The photographer is still holding her camera. She hasn't taken a single shot of this. Professional enough to know you don't capture someone's humiliation without permission. Sarah rushes over to me. "Oh my God, are you okay?" But before I can answer, before I can say anything, I hear it. Someone in the crowd, I never figure out who, whispers just loud enough for me to hear clearly. "Damn, she deserved that." And multiple people nod. I see them nodding, agreeing, thinking I got what I had coming. My own guests, people I invited to my birthday party, people who ate my food and drank my drinks and enjoyed my decorations. All of them thinking I deserved to have my dress ruined, thinking I deserved to be humiliated, thinking I'm the bad guy here. And that's when I realize this party is over. Not just the photo-taking part, the whole thing. The celebration, the perfect aesthetic evening. Everything. Because who wants to stay at a party where the birthday girl just got wine thrown on her by her boyfriend who then walked out? Who wants to stick around for that awkward aftermath? People start making excuses within minutes. "Oh, I just got a text. I have to go. I forgot I have an early morning tomorrow. My ride is here." One by one, my guests disappear until only my core group remains, and even they look uncomfortable. My perfect 25th birthday party, the event I'd been planning for months, the content opportunity of a lifetime, ends at 9:47 p.m. with me sitting in the bathroom trying to scrub wine stains out of a ruined dress while my remaining friends awkwardly clean up outside. And the worst part isn't even the dress, or the ruined party, or the wasted money, or the lost content opportunity. The worst part is how everyone reacted afterward. How quickly they all turned against me. How fast I became the villain in this story. Sarah drove me home that night. I was still in the wine-stained dress because I didn't have anything else to change into. Still had my makeup running down my face. Still smelled like a winery. "That was," she started as we pulled out of the parking lot. "Insane," I finished. "He's insane. I can't believe he did that. On my birthday. In front of everyone. He ruined everything." "Did he, though?" I turned to stare at her. "What? I mean, did he ruin everything? Or did you? Me? He threw wine on me. After you humiliated him multiple times in front of all your guests. I didn't humiliate him. I just asked him to stand back for photos. You told him he'd throw off the aesthetic. You told him to stand behind tall people so he wouldn't be visible. You whispered that he never photographs well, right in front of everyone. I was just being honest. There's being honest and then there's being cruel. You were cruel. Oh my God, not you too. Why is everyone acting like I'm the monster here? I was just trying to have nice birthday photos. Sarah was quiet for a long moment. Then, do you even like him? What? Of course I like him. I love him. We've been together for 3 years. Then why do you treat him like he's an embarrassment? Like he's something to hide? I don't. You crop him out of photos. You've told me that yourself. You position him in the background. You literally told him tonight not to stand near you because he'd ruin the symmetry. That's not how you treat someone you love. You don't understand. My Instagram is not more important than your actual relationship. Your followers don't matter more than your boyfriend. The aesthetic is not worth treating a human being like they're defective. I started crying. Again. More tears. But the dress. My dress is ruined. Yeah. And I'm not saying he was right to do that. That was petty and revengey and not okay. But I understand why he did it. You pushed him to his breaking point. So you're saying I deserved it. I'm saying you both hurt each other, but you hurt him first. You've been hurting him for years, apparently, and tonight was just the final straw. She pulled up to my apartment, left the car running, clearly wasn't planning to come in. I think you need to do some serious thinking about your priorities, she said. About what actually matters, about whether Instagram likes are worth destroying your real relationships. I got out of the car without responding, went inside, looked at myself in the mirror, mascara streaked, hair falling out of the updo, wine stains all down my dress. I looked like a disaster, like a cautionary tale, like exactly what I'd become.